and just check in. Does anyone else feel the devastation when you've just walked up a massive hill and then you come down a massive hill knowing that you've got to go back up another one? I think today I'll do the thoughts of a walker, all those things that go through your mind when you're walking. That's the first. Hi. So today I'm on the Great Glen Way and I am doing 2 stints this weekend to try and get some hills in with practicing with my bag, and so far this morning I have done just that. I've managed it, but now I'm going downhill and it feels like bliss. So I am doing the Invermoriston to Drum route, and then I am doing Drum to Inverness. So it's about 12 miles and then 19, carrying my 4-pack with a camp in between in Drum tonight. Hoping it's going to be a little bit warmer than it was last weekend. I just need to read this sign. So that was just a sign saying that I have done 5.5 miles and I've got 7 to go. Oops. But still plenty of time. I don't know what time it is. It's about maybe 2 o'clock or something. So I've got loads of time, and this is all downhill, apart from one bit. This morning was all uphill. I met a very nice man who was randomly walking and gave me loads of information. He was obviously a very experienced walker. He was quite baffled the length that I were doing today, but I still worry that it's not enough. But 2 weeks to go. So I've been thinking of all the sort of walking stuff today. It's been going through my mind, and also been doing loads of visualization. So like thinking, when I get to this part, oh God, I'm going to be so close and I'm going to have done so much. And I'm really hoping that when I walk those absolutely mental steep inclines that I just did, that I'll absolutely power up them, because I'll have legs like a strong man. So pretty. So yeah, I will crack on and show you some more in a bit, but I've been taking lots of Loch Ness videos, which I'll show you because it's just so pretty. I'm so lucky that this is my doorstep and I'm essentially just walking home again. Lucky. So I feel like I need to confess. I was going to walk 19 miles today back from Drumrocket to Inverness, but I got to the campsite last night and I was knackered. The heat and the ascent definitely got me yesterday, and I had a good night in the tent, had a really good practice with stuff again, and it was so lovely. When I arrived, this very lovely lady came over and said, "Would you like a cup of tea? Have you just walked the Great Glen Way?" It was so kind. It was just so lovely. So I chatted to them for a little while, which was really nice. And they'd just done the Great Glen canoe trail. And and I had a pretty crap sleep. And so instead, I actually got a lift back to Antala on the canal, Caledonian Canal, and I'm actually just walking the canal instead, which is probably going to be about, once I do the walk I'm going to do, have some lunch and get back to my van, probably 10 miles. So I definitely could have walked the 19 today. I feel strong enough to have done it, but I also feel quite knackered. I've got a lot going on, like getting ready for this walk. My head is a bit full, and I just thought, you know what, it actually would be better if I don't knacker myself before I actually start it. Maybe it's right, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but that's the decision I've taken. I'm still going to have done over 20 odd miles of walking in a couple of days. Yep, I definitely know that the Southwest Coastal Path, the start is going to floor me, but I actually want to go home and take the time to get to grips with my route a little bit. I weighed my bag. I am not going to be a ultralight packer, let's put it that way, but that wasn't ever the idea. And I have to say, the biggest shout out to Donnie, my trainer, because mate, carrying this bag has just been made so much easier because of doing so much weight training, and yeah, I am so glad that I did that. I think that's going to be a very, very important part of my training when I look back over this. So I'm heading back home along the canal. I'm going to walk a little bit extra, stop and have some lunch, and then this afternoon, so pretty, this afternoon I'm going to sit down and get my head around the next 2 weeks of what I've got to get done, what I've got to buy still, what I've got to get ready. Have a think about my camp last night, and was so much warmer than last week. I was like a little snug as a bug in a rug. It was lovely, and it rained. It's so nice to listen to the rain on my tent. So lots of really good stuff this weekend. But yeah, training camp number 2 done, and let's see how I feel tomorrow. I've got one more week to do another camp next weekend. Again, I don't think I'm going to bust the miles. I just think I'll be really silly. I'm not in this for the race. I've got 3 months to complete this. I need to just keep my mind focused. Can you tell I'm telling myself this as well? Anyway, I'm going to give you some canal views, and yeah, that is my little story for this weekend's training camp. Hope you found it interesting. So the canal. My bag is definitely as big as me. So I got back to my van and just contemplating driving, which I can't be bothered doing. That's 2 days and about 23 or 4 miles, which is not a huge amount really, and I'm feeling that. And today was pretty flat. Well, it was pretty much all flat. So yeah, it's given me a good taste of the more the miles will ramp up, and but I suppose it's different. I've got lots of other things on my mind other than just walking every day at the moment, like finishing up work and all those kinds of pressures and stuff like that. So I suppose you need to put it all into perspective. But yeah, all in all, a good weekend of experimenting with my stuff, and 2 weeks to go.